Hi. I wish I could find out what I do for that black spot. Uh, Let me see if I can try one thing. Okay. I'm not sure which side. Maybe it's this side. No. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. It probably has something to do with the lighting. My closet door isn't open. Okay. So we're starting in a new book, but not a brand new book. Bipolar 2 Disorder Workbook by Robert Sylvia and Riley Harrington. And we're going with a list: unique characteristics of bipolar 2 depression. A thorough understanding of your depressive symptoms, triggers, and intervention strategies is essential. This section focuses on unique characteristics of depression in people with bipolar 2 because these symptoms may be particularly relevant for you. Individuals with bipolar 2 may be particularly likely to experience frequent depressive episodes and or changes of mood more than individuals with bipolar 1 disorder. That's from Beck et al. 2011. In terms of symptoms, individuals with bipolar 2 may be more likely to experience guilty feelings and physical feelings of agitation during depression. Bach et al. 2011. The individuals with bipolar 2 may also be more likely to have what are called atypical features of depression. Following characteristics are found in atypical depression, Brugge et al. 2008. Having depression that momentarily lifts in response to positive news or pleasant events but returns later, increases in appetite and weight gain, increased amounts of sleep, heavy laden feelings in arms and legs, fear of interpersonal rejection that interfere with relationships. Individuals with bipolar 2 have a high likelihood of having suicidal thoughts, Beck et al. 2011, and attempting suicide, Soretti et al. 2002. Thus, we want you to be especially aware of any thoughts of suicide. It is best to catch these thoughts early so that you can begin to take active steps to cope with or manage them. The following factors have been shown to worsen suicidal thoughts in people with bipolar disorder. Gonda et al. 2011. Aggressive, impulsive personality traits, negative events that occurred early in life, separation from loved ones, emotional, physical, or sexual abuse, stressful current life events, a family history of mood disorders and or suicide in close relatives, onset of bipolar at a young age, 15 years or younger, recent onset of bipolar disorder, a long history of untreated bipolar disorder, severe depression, and multiple episodes of depression, a prior suicide attempt. You know how I hate to bring this up, but it ends up being part of the whole picture. Current suicidal thoughts, attempts, or plans, rapid changing mood, otherwise known as rapid cycling, agitation or physical restlessness, insomnia, anxiety, hopelessness, guilt, or seeing few reasons for living, psychotic features, hearing voices or seeing things that are not there, atypical features of depression as defined in the preceding section: substance use and abuse, serious medical illness, lack of medical treatment, lack of family or social support, personality disorders as long-standing patterns of behavior that interfere with relationships and functioning. So, I want to go back over two things, but we would certainly have to study them in greater detail, or you'd have to take the little information here and go and research it yourself. So, suicide ideation means probably a lot of people in their life, it's a thought that's gone through, but it doesn't stay, it doesn't repeat. Suicide ideation would be, as I say in French, beaucoup de thoughts of suicide. Suicidal, like plans of suicide. You know, if the person or you know the day, the time, and the way you're going to commit suicide, you are big time red flag. Tell somebody, anybody, a friend, just don't let that dwell in you. And even suicide ideation, go to your psychiatrist, your counselor, initially your support group, and yeah, we have to stay on top of that. But that's how you differentiate one from the other. Well, the next chapter will discuss ways for you to cope with your depression and suicidal thoughts. We'd like you to consider these risk factors for suicide in people with bipolar disorder too, and think about how they may apply to you. In our clinical practices, we routinely use the worksheets in exercise 4.2 to help our clients about the ways they can keep themselves safe. We encourage you to complete exercise 4.2, even if you have never had thoughts of suicide, because it is always better to have a plan to deal with them in case they develop. Doing this now will also be very helpful when you create your personalized wellness plan. Okay. So this is 4.2. I'm going to read it to you. Then we're going to learn about Katie, Jack, and Martha. And that's about as far as we'll get today. I can't believe this is fuzzy and has that blank thing. Now I don't know how to get it back to. Okay, now I'm down to a smaller screen. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, don't know what to do about that. All right. So this is worksheet 4.2. I will call 911 if I am having immediate thoughts of suicide. I will call a suicide hotline if I am feeling at risk. The National Suicide Hotline in the United States is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-8255. At psychoeducation places or National Association of Mental Illness, they like give you a magnet for your fridge. I will attend all my therapy and medical appointments. I will contact someone from my faith community, minister, rabbi, or spiritual leader. I will ask a friend or family member to hold my extra medications for me if I am feeling at risk for overdosing on medications. I will limit my access to means of suicide, giving a firearm to a family member to hold it for me. I will remember that depression can change my perceptions and that suicide is a final act that cannot be changed. I'll make a list of and then review my reasons for living. I will avoid alcohol and recreational drugs. So, in your journal, I list things for living. Um, God, my spouse, my children, my grandchildren, my teacher, my siblings, who are also I'm close to. Um, they're it's like a gratitude part of your journal. I haven't done it yet, but I do say more than sad things in my journal. Like I say things that tick me off that I try not to say to the person. Um, it's helpful for me to write things down that I might have said to somebody, or okay. So, Katie, these all have bipolar 2 depression, so they don't have the highest mania. Katie is a 20-year-old college student who has recently diagnosed with bipolar 2. For the past 2 weeks, she has been struggling with a relapse of depression following a breakup with her boyfriend. She has been missing her classes because she has had difficulty getting out of bed. In addition, she has been eating large amounts of candy and pizza and has gained weight. Her arms and legs feel weighed down, and she feels as if she's moving in slow motion. She is intensely self critical about her weight and her appearance, and consequently, she has been avoiding all social interactions. She is convinced that her friends don't care about her anymore, even though they have been calling and trying to see her. She has been crying every day and has lost interest in most of the activities that she used to enjoy. She has had some fleeting thoughts of suicide, although she has assured herself and her therapist that she would not do anything to kill herself. So 20 years old is college age, like junior in college. Jack. Jack is a 45-year-old sales manager who has struggled with bipolar 2 for many years. He has had long periods of feeling well and has been quite successful in his career. Since the death of his father last year, however, he feels empty and hollow and has not been able to express any emotions toward his wife and 3 children. He is still going to work, but he is sometimes intensely irritable with his colleagues. He recently got into trouble for yelling at a coworker during a meeting. He often feels agitated at work and paces around his office. He also has become increasingly stressed about his family's financial situation and the possibility of layoffs at work. He has had a decreased appetite and has lost a significant amount of weight. He struggles with insomnia nightly, and others have commented that he looks exhausted. He sometimes contemplates suicide and wonders whether his wife or children would be better off without him. Crucial line. If you're being that specific in your thought about suicide, like the world would be better without me, my family, my friends would be better without me, that's something. Call your psychiatrist, call your counselor. If you don't have them, call a suicide hotline, tell a family member, tell a friend. You've got to get that information back. I'm out. Martha. Martha is a 58-year-old artist who lives with her husband in a seaside community. She typically enjoys painting and socializing during the spring and summer months. She has experienced numerous hypomanic episodes in which she has produced many beautiful paintings and required very little sleep, working for hours at a time. Now that winter is approaching and the hours of daylight have diminished, she is starting to experience the familiar feelings of sadness and loneliness. Her mood lifts temporarily for a few hours when she receives a phone call from one of her children. She has been lost she has lost interest in painting and doubts her abilities and talents, even though her art has received much critical acclaim. She has withdrawn from her social life and spends much of her day in bed. She has to push herself to get to shower and to get dressed, and she has trouble completing even simple chores around the house. She has never sought treatment for her depression and has never been properly diagnosed despite her husband's urging her to seek help for years. I'm just going to tie this together a little bit in the workbook. While Katie, Jack, and Martha are all experiencing bipolar 2 depression, their symptoms look quite different and affect their lives in a variety of ways. It is important that you get very familiar with your unique symptoms, the ways in which you experience depression. This information will be important. And that's about where I want to stop, because the next section is a longer checklist, 4.3, and I don't know how far every day I want to go in this book. It's excellent. Um, I really enjoyed focusing on bipolar disorder. That was a really good book, not just for collegians, but it it, it was it was written in a way I think we all could understand without too much expertise. And Dr. Fetterman and Dr. Thompson Jr., MD, they worked with a lot of collegians, so they have data. They've probably done research data, but they also have data of dealing with so many people. Okay, I'm going to figure out why this black section comes up sometimes, but at least I got to do it on laptop. Have a good rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.